This went on for quite some time, quite a rigorous procedure. Spent his whole time practically performing different types of yajnas and chanting mantras and fasting and all sorts of things. So, believe it or not, he actually got the girl as his wife, and he was very, very happy. He got this very attractive young lady as his wife, and so you expect now his life would become very happy, but it didn't exactly become very happy. Because what happened was, of course sometimes, I'm not saying always, but often the case, a very beautiful lady, when they get a husband, they can easily, ask or demand more than normal of their husband, knowing quite well that if the husband doesn't provide it, they can go somewhere else. They can take a hike. So she was quite demanding, and he was a very rich man. He had to work very, very hard, round the clock, overtime, extra jobs, just to try to maintain his goal in life. And not only that, but the priest told him that if he wanted to keep her as his wife, he had to continue with all the austerities and the mantras. Morning and night, he was flat out. He would come home at night and he had to do his pujas and mantras and everything, and she'd be moaning and grumbling, why are you not doing this and that? And I don't know eventually what happened. The last I came touch base with him, he was in total distress. He was totally, he didn't know what to do. He was in so much anxiety, I don't know what around him. But this is ultimately the result of all of our material endeavors. And they count, material do not lead to real happiness. There's no real happiness as such in trying to squeeze some pleasure out of this reflective material world. It's just a dream-like world. We're trying sometimes it's described like a prison, how stern. So it's only logical that if we're in a prison, the intelligent person will get out of it. He won't try to make arrangements just to make it more comfortable. Just like if you're in the toilet. Of course, we have very nice toilets now in the brahmacharya ashram. Vast improvement. But still, we don't generally spend all of our energy trying to make them like a palace, putting all kinds of nice decorations in their soft padded cushions to crouch upon, whatever you do in there. And they do these things, actually, they do this. But it still remains a storeroom, and it still is a place where we pass stool. And maybe there's a nice video screen, and we've got all the latest electronic gadgets in there. You can watch whatever it is you like to watch, the World Cup or something, whatever you like to watch in the toilet. But it's still a toilet. And the best thing is to do your business and get out. But I know my father, he used to spend up to 2 hours in the toilet. But it was the only relief he got. Nobody bothered him in the toilet. Fall asleep there, you could do all kinds of things. Read the newspaper and some very valuable things. But generally speaking, it's not considered to be the goal of life to live in a toilet. That's your right. Maybe go Kishore Das Babaji usually. Not for, in real terms, it's not really our business to stay there, out as quick as we can. So the material world is a bit like a toilet in many ways. So the point being that people, they try to make it a very nice place. But that's a bit of a waste, Shomanevi Kevalam, a waste of our human form of life. And if you consider it to be like a prison, it's something like a person in a prison who's trying to make the prison a very comfortable, nice cushion. Just see what I've got. I've got a cushion to lie down in my prison cell. How fortunate am I? Like that. Or we have an extra cigarette. Very good. Very happy. Because we have no knowledge. We're in dark ignorance. We don't know what real happiness or real truth is. And we think the relative things of this world are so important to accumulate. If I just get more and more and more, then I'll be happier and happier and happier. But it's just like a fever going up more and more and more. It just increases our lust, greed, and anger, and envy, and pride, and so on. All these are gates leading to hell, according to Bhagavad Gita. It's a demoniac nature, and we're all somewhat affected. Even in devotional service, sometimes we have ulterior motives, at least in the beginning. We may approach Krishna, Kama, Sarva Kama, Moksha Kama, Devraya Bhakti Yogena. We may not have that Devraya Bhakti Yogena. We may be approaching Krishna for other reasons, even if it is Sarva Kama or Moksha Kama. But the beauty about those who approach Krishna is that there's a good chance that the motivation, the selfish motivation, or the idea that we'll be happy will disappear. There was one man who used to come to the temple in London, very Soho Street, and he was a congregation businessman. He was quite an interested man, and he was chanting. I think it was up to 16 rounds, but he was getting a little serious, and all of a sudden he stopped coming. Didn't come for a long time. And all of a sudden he turned up again. And when he came, the devotee who was cultivating asked him what where he'd been and what had gone. He explained what had happened. He said, since the last time you saw me, I've lost everything. My wife left me. I lost my job. I crashed my car. I got into legal problems. I had to declare bankruptcy. Everything went wrong. He got sick. All of his friends deserted him. His life was hell. Complete hell. So I just chanted. Since I started becoming a devotee, everything went downhill. We would ask him a little bit more, and then it came down to the fact that one day he was in front of our Londonishwar, and he said, "My dear Lord, please take away everything that is an impediment to my service to you." We may not have been quite ready for it. Sometimes Krishna, he doesn't usually do it as abruptly as that. He's usually a little bit more gentle. He was very lucky. A bit of good fortune, but he came back. I don't know what happened to him, because I'm in another country like a yo-yo. But this is, Krishna deals with his devotees. The materialistic person gets, sometimes if he does austerities like Hiranyakashipu, gets some returns. Somehow or other he pleased Lord Brahma. And he got a few bits, a few toys, a few little things lasting a few moments in this world. All these things are just like toys. We approach God, we could ask, like Dhruva Maharaj. He approached Krishna, he was lucky. His mother and Narada Muni guided him. And he approached Krishna, and for us he certainly had all these toy-like desires. He wanted to have, a big back garden called the universe. And he was quite ambitious. And he approached Krishna, by the mercy of Narada. He was purified, and eventually, I don't know how exactly the verses there. I've approached you, my Lord, asking for broken pieces of glass. The Lord wanted to give him out, okay, whatever you want, he said. I want all these material things. Now I realize they're completely a waste. Useless. There's nothing there. It's just like a dream.